This group integration presentation was created by Sharon Espinosa, Matthew Hendrickson, and Don Rudy. This is for the course EDUT 547, Brain-Based Teaching and Learning, for Professor Bill Selak, Concordia University, Irvine, School of Education. Getting to know the brain. The students should know the parts of the brain, how they function, and how this affects their behavior and learning in the classroom. I added this quote from the Mind Up curriculum book on page 26. Children are fascinated by facts about their brains, sharing scientific information, and is wired to react. Under stress is a great way to introduce a challenge to your children. I added this quote because it's true, at least in my experience. Students are fascinated by science. Every student can relate to the functions of the brain because everybody has a brain. After learning the physiology of the brain, students are more aware of how their brain and their body are connected. Tools for collaboration, communication, and technology. During the time that I have been at my school site, I have used the programs above. The Mind Up curriculum helps teach students about the parts of the brain and how those parts affect their body in different types of situations. The Mind Up curriculum has made the physiology of the brain kid-friendly. Students learn about the prefrontal cortex, the hippocampus, and the amygdala. The prefrontal cortex is the wise leader. This area helps make decisions. The hippocampus is the memory saver. It stores all the knowledge and the memories. The amygdala is a security guard. This area is in charge of protecting us. After students are aware about how the brain and the body are connected, the second step program gives them the opportunity to practice that awareness by teaching them how to use different tools for different situations. This program teaches them decision-making process, calming down techniques, and much more. Students are able to make better choices about their behavior and learning. These two programs cover state standards for physical education and health across all grade levels. They also cover the listening and speaking Common Core state standards, as well as some Common Core writing state standards for kindergarten to 8th grade.
According to research, the adolescent brain in the teen years is highly receptive to positive reinforcement or rewards-based structures. The use of positive feedback therefore allows educators to use this information to their advantage in order to increase educational outcomes. It must be noted, however, that adolescents who are in their preteen years have yet to develop their prefrontal cortex, and positive reinforcement doesn't have the same effect on their brain as compared to teenagers. The reason for this is because there is a confusion between intrinsic and extrinsic value from learning. Both adults and preteens do not have the same neurological response to teens. Most high-level thinking strategies revolve around collaboration and communication between peers. One method that allows for this type of strategy is think, pair, share, or at least my spin on it. This strategy clearly meets the Common Core state standards for listening and speaking. As it states, initiate and participate effectively in a range of collaborative discussions, one-on-one, in group, and teacher-led, with diverse partners on grades 9 through 10 topics, texts, and issues, building on others' ideas and expressing their own clearly and persuasively. Thus, the sentence stems that will be seen here in a moment. As a sample lesson, teens would have to write a response to a prompt from the teacher using sentence stems. The students would then answer the prompt. Once answered, the students would then communicate their answer to a partner, and the two of them would then collaborate and merge their answers into one. By doing this, they will create a more well-rounded response. They would then share out to the class, and by this point, they should have the confidence due to the collaboration that their answer would be accepted. As the students share out, some type of rewards-based system could be utilized to increase their whole class communication and collaboration for volunteering their responses. An important aspect of the previous activity has to have the correct scaffolding in place to set the students up for success. One scaffold that is in place would be the sentence stems to get them off on the right foot to begin answering a prompt. Secondly, would be the collaboration to build up their confidence now that they were able to check what they said and add to it, thereby making a more well rounded response. Some possible rewards could be a free homework pass, verbal acknowledgement, a pass to drop the lowest score on any test or quiz, most likely just a quiz, and treats. However, my first year of teaching, I did use treats, and I did have one student when I gave out treats yell out, "Yay, diabetes!" So I really don't use treats as positive reinforcement anymore.
When it comes to student success in academia, factors such as sleep, exercise, and nutrition can be easily overlooked by many people, including those in education. But these factors are just as important as the time and effort students spend on their schoolwork. In high school, it's common to see students overburdened with homework and extracurricular activities. These students participate in extracurriculars until 8 or 9 o'clock at night just to start in on their 5-hour homework pile. These high demands on time restrict students' sleep time. According to PBS NewsHour, lack of sleep causes memory impairment, low antibody count, and may lead to pre-diabetic conditions. Therefore, with the proper amount of sleep is vital for our students' success. So, who is to blame for students missing out on sleep? Well, I believe teachers need to take some of that responsibility. Assigning hours of homework by a single teacher is not productive. In fact, Glenn Whitman describes that there is very little advantage for students to work more than 2 hours a night on homework assignments. Their brains fatigue and time studying loses its effectiveness. I believe teachers can streamline assignments so that students are spending less time per night on homework as a whole. Our brains are the medium in which we learn. If there is one organ students are relying on moment by moment in a given classroom, it's the brain. Therefore, it deserves our full attention when it comes to caring for it. Souza describes how exercise increases delivery of oxygen-rich blood to the hippocampus, a region of the brain where long-term memories are formed. The author also states how low blood glucose leads to lethargy and fatigue, and therefore a healthy diet that is rich in fruits and vegetables will help boost performance and accuracy of working memory, attention, and motor function. Now, isn't this what every parent and student and teacher would want? How can educators ensure that students are taking care of their brains? Awareness is key. Implementing this into curriculum would be very appropriate in a science or health class. The newly adopted Next Generation Science Standards states that students will investigate feedback mechanisms that help the body maintain homeostasis. Teachers can easily create lessons that integrate brain health into these standards. As students conduct these investigations and make connections in their own lives, teachers will be helping reinforce healthy habits and discouraging bad habits. Also, keeping daily journals of sleep, diet, and exercise will cause students to reflect and strive to have a healthier balance in their lives. These practices will support healthy brain functioning, which can support student success in demanding classrooms. Now that research has revealed some of the deep mysteries of the brain, we can begin applying it to education. As teachers, we strive to understand how the brain influences our students' learning and their behavior. As we grow in this knowledge, we can adapt our curriculum to fit the needs of our 21st century students, and thus making our classrooms a more effective learning environment.